Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special edition of Breaking Through the Glass Ceilings. I'm your host, Brian H. Waters. This is a special episode of Breaking Through Glass Ceilings where I am honored to welcome in one of the premier athletes in the DMV, the one and only Miss Bella Bruce, as we bring her in. Miss Bruce, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for taking the time out. So I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. So, before we get into the basketball stuff, unfortunately, we still in the midst of the pandemic. So, how are you doing with everything?
It's been a struggle, but I definitely feel like we're improving with, especially with being able to go to tournaments and practices and stuff like that. Especially with the vaccines, like we're able to get out more and stuff. So that's good.
Yeah, that's certainly awesome. So let's talk basketball. When did you decide that this was something you wanted to do?
Um, it was definitely in eighth grade. I started getting into it. I would go to after school basketball club, at school. And then I started going on travel teams. And yeah, and before freshman year, I would go out in the summertime, go play basketball by myself, get some shots up. And yes, that's where I started.
All right, what was it that made you really start taking the game seriously?
Um, I remember seeing this picture. It was me when I was little. I was probably like 3 years old. Um, I had a basketball, and I was with my dad. I think we were out of school, and it just really hit me like maybe I should try this. And my dad used to always make me watch Larry Bird highlights and stuff like that, and like Magic and Michael Jordan, like all those great 80s and 90s players. And I was like, maybe I should give this a try. So I started practicing by myself, going out in the driveway, stuff like that. And yeah,
Okay, so who's your favorite out of all of them?
like back then or now.
All right, let's start with back then. Who was your favorite?
Back then, um, definitely Larry Bird. I mean, growing up watching him, yeah. I remember seeing my dad would always show me that one game where he would shoot with his left hand the whole game, and that was like that's crazy. Like,
Dang, that's funny. I'm a Magic guy, but I'm not gonna hold that against you. I'm Team Lakers here all day. Have you seen any of the documentaries where they put like the Lakers and Celtics and went over their history?
yeah, I'm a Celtics fan, so.
Oh, okay. So speaking of which, I see your nickname is Tatum. How did that come along?
So Jason Tatum is my favorite player.
Okay.
So in his rookie season, I just remember like watching him and when he got drafted. And I remember how he would just like settle for those jump shots, those easy jump shots. He wouldn't drive to the basket as much, but I think now he's definitely improved on that. And I just love how he's able to create space for a shot. Like his go-to move is like the side step or step back. I try to implement that in my game. Um, and I just like him like on and off the court as well. Like I saw this video of him the other day. He was talking about like how he's gonna have haters, and how uh, he cares about the opinions of them, but he really cares about his family, and that's just being on the Nova Venom team. That really hit me. I know I'm gonna have haters, but I know my family's there behind me and just helping me along the way. So yeah.
No, that's pretty awesome. I will admit this. So, when it comes to basketball, I have like errors of favorite players. So my overall favorite player is Jason Tatum's favorite player, Kobe Bryant. But when there was the Kobe era, obviously me growing up, and then like right, and then it was Kobe Mello. And Westbrook is like my guy right now. Obviously, being a Lakers fan, LeBron and AD, they don't count, because I'm gonna be fans of theirs regardless. But if the next generation is definitely Jason Tatum, I'm just watching his game. Now, how would you feel if Tatum decided that he wanted to, be like his idol and put on that purple and gold when the opportunity came.
It would definitely it would hurt, but I would still be a fan of him.
So you
Gotta
wouldn't you wouldn't change your colors?
No, I would still be with the Celtics. He would just still be my favorite player.
Nah, that's respect. That's respect. When did you become a Celtics fan because of watching Larry Bird?
Yeah, I was kind of just like born into the Boston type teams, so
Yeah,
yeah,
hey, 2008 still hurts, but overall there was no chance, no chance the Lakers was gonna win that one. But 2010 was great.
yeah.
Let me let me ask you, what drives you?
Um, really, just the people that say like, oh, you're not built to play basketball. I'm If you see me in person, I'm a skinny player. I'm not. I don't have that much muscle going on, but um, I still post up. I still try to get in the post, in defense and rebounding and stuff. It's really those type of comments saying like, "Oh, you're not fit to play basketball. You're stuff like that." Um,
So wait, you
but yeah,
telling me in 2021 people are still trying to use the eye test after you have
yeah,
players who come in all different sizes? People are still saying stuff like this.
hmm yeah, they
Wow.
do.
So, because I'm sitting there watching your highlights, and you got a jump shot.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
sitting there, I'm like, oh wow, you knocking down threes, whether it's from the top, from the corner. So, when was you able to develop your 3-point game, and why would people still continue to be hating? Clearly, look at Steph Curry. I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah. 3-point game. I kind of just decided to start shooting from out there. Honestly, I didn't get much help with my form and stuff. Like I did that all by myself. Um, and with the hating stuff, like I have no idea. It's just like you can do whatever you want on the court as long as you know what you're doing. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, as long as you're physical, as long as your IQ's there, then you got what it takes to play. So
Now, is that why you're kind of considered an underrated player? Because people look at your size and don't think you're built for it.
yeah, that's part of the reason. It's also just with other coaches that I've been with. Um, they weren't really like confident in the way that I was playing. So one mistake and you're out. I
Mhm.
wasn't really able to show my skills. But playing with Coach Squirewell on the Nova Venom team, he really trusts his players. So as long as you're staying disciplined, um, you can really show what you have, and I think that's one reason why I am where I am today. I can just be myself.
Talk about your coach, because I know him personally. That's he's family to me, but you see him in a different eye because it's different when business and like you said, him being a coach. Can you talk about what it's like playing for him?
He's so much different than any other coach that I've met or played with. Um, he really respects his players on and off the court. He's always there for you. Um, Once it's game time, he's ready to dominate, and I think that's really important as a coach. Like you can't think that, oh, we might lose because this is like a top tier team. He really pushes his players. He never wants us to give up. Uh, he's very like hands on. He's always working. It's a constant grind for him just to make the team better, and that's what I really admire about him.
Wow, that's awesome. That's always great to hear. Talk about what it was like when you was named, just being a leader on the team. And can you just talk about your leadership style?
So when I first got on the team, I was a very shy person. I really have to get to know people. I
Mhm.
remember the first couple practices. Coach came up to me and he was like, "Look, I know you're a shy person. But once you step on this court, I want you to be another version of yourself. I need you to get out there. Um, and then after those practices, I really stepped up. I started talking more. I started encouraging my teammates more, cheering. Um, and then even after practice, I would be in the group chat, just like, hey, we had a great practice, or hey, we didn't have a great practice, but make sure we do this next time. Um, and then he said, one of our team captains is Bella, and I was like, wow, like me, like I was shocked, like I didn't really know that I was able to speak out and like voice my opinions on the team. So that really made me feel proud of myself to be able to talk more. So
Now, how has that helped you, if you don't mind saying, like in other areas of your life, being a captain of your team and being a leader, how has that helped you otherwise?
um so uh I'm able to talk to more people more. Like my social skills, they before being team captain or before coming out of my shell, um I was very scared. Like I would just say the bare minimum.
Hmm.
But now I'm able to elaborate on things. I'm able to say what I want to say in the right way. um, and yeah, it just made me become more vocal as a person.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's the thing. I don't think a lot of people understand about sports, that it helps you not only play in the sport, but also disciplines you in other areas of your life. For me
Mhm.
personally, I never went past the excuse me, excuse me.
Bless you.
Seems to happen like every time I do a show. But I never went past playing sports outside of rec ball and past eighth grade. But that team ethic, that discipline, knowing that people count on you, knowing to hold each other accountable, knowing when you're on the same team, that applies in the
Mhm.
working world. Even in a journalism world, and me having multiple shows, I have to use that same team ethic that I
Yeah.
learned there, and it applies for the rest of my life. So this is good. You're getting these lessons early.
Yeah.
What
And it
are
doesn't
some of
matter like what level you're at either. Like you still gain those same skills either way.
exactly, exactly? Now, what's some of your goals in the future, outside of basketball and inside of basketball?
For basketball, I definitely want to play at the next level. I want to play college basketball. Doesn't matter what division. That's just what I want to do. I have that much love for the game. Um, and then outside of basketball, I just um, I wanna be my goal for like a future job if basketball doesn't work out. I want to go into like criminal justice, like that stuff.
Hmm.
And I think that's really important for me, especially with everything going on right now. It's just heartbreaking to see all these like people of color just like not being able to have their own space in the world.
Hmm.
I want to help everybody. So that's my goal in life.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, look at the guy on your favorite team, Jalen Brown, and all
Yeah.
the work that he's doing. And you see that with so many athletes using their platform, and it's kind of being accepted. I'll go ahead and say it. Um, you see in athletes not so much worried about their pockets, as opposed to,
Mhm.
that was the issues that Michael Jordan caught a lot of flack for, him and Magic, because they wouldn't speak up. And my grandfather was on one of my shows and he talked about that, and he was talking about how he's super proud of people like LeBron James, like your Jalen Browns, your Kyrie Irvings, who
Mhm.
are willing to speak up during these times. So
Mhm.
what are some fun things that you like to do outside of sports that people may be surprised or wouldn't be surprised?
Um, I have a bunch of siblings, so I love spending time with them every chance that I get. my little brother, he always tells me how he wants me to teach him how to play basketball. So I try to do that too. Um, I really want to like travel around the world. And uh, I used to always tell my parents how I want to like go to these places and stuff. So that's my goal for like the future when I get older. I
Mm-hmm.
really want to travel and see different places and view different cultures and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. You brought up like playing and you having siblings, and have they gotten a chance to really like come to your games? And is there a moment where you felt that you can remember like a game that stood out that you was happy that your family had attended?
Um, I remember, I think it was eighth grade. I was on travel basketball. Um, we had a couple games up at my high school, and I remember my dad being there. My little brother, some of my sisters, and they would just sit there on the sideline and just cheer me on and stuff. And then, especially my freshman year, my mom and my dad would always be there. I every time I watch film, I always see them like standing, like sitting on the bleachers, and every time that something good happened, they would just start cheering and standing up. And I think that really um, hit me hard. I was like, they're really here for me, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. And family support is something, that's really big and really key to a lot of success. And I'm glad you brought that up. No, and I'm not taking a shot at people, but we do hear a lot of times where people may not have had both parents or may not have had anyone. But what about the ones who have been blessed to have both, who have been supportive? So I was happy that you brought that up. Any final things before we get out of here that you want people to know?
Um, just if you think that you're not good enough or people just hate on you, don't just block it out. It's not worth your time. Just keep doing you, keep hustling, you know. Do what you got to do. Yeah.
Keep doing keep doing what you gotta do, folks. You heard what she said. Miss Bruce, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all check this out. Share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe. All the platforms are listed right there on the screen. But if you're listening in your cars, you can also get this on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Google. Drop a 5-star rating and make sure you follow Nova Venom B-Ball on Twitter and Instagram so you can keep up with all the great work that Bella, Bruce, and her teammates are doing. Till the next time, I'm Brian H. Waters. This podcast is brought to you by B. Waters Productions.